Welcome to Good Afternoon, Ghana. So this afternoon, we're focusing on the NDC once again. If you've been monitoring, you realize that we've been serializing a couple of interviews, and especially that those that have to do with members of the party who are showing signs and interest and have said it's one way or the other, flyers flying around and all that. And we're trying to, probe into their lives and probe into their visions as well. If they stand a chance of, managing a political party that will, in the long run, give good results to Ghana, and sometimes when you're dealing with the political parties, they tell you, oh, our work is to win elections. But no, your work is not just to win elections. Your work is actually ultimately to make the Ghanaians' life comfortable. It is stemming from the political parties. So who are you electing into office? And that is what the show is also focusing on. Time with the aspirants. And this time it's on the NDC. Well, this afternoon, we're spending time with Sidii Abubakar Musah, who is also looking for a position within the party. Okay, we'll talk more about that when we come back. What has he done for the NDC in times past? What does he intend to do going forward, should he win the bid for the position that he's vying for? My name is Ani Ifuampofo. We'll be back shortly. All right, you're welcome back to Good Afternoon, Ghana. Let's now turn our attention to our guest this afternoon, who is, vying to want to lead the party in the office of the National Organiser for the NDC. So Sidii Abubakar is with me, and good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon,
Thank you so much for coming.
Yeah, pleasure.
You're
good afternoon
your party,
your cherished listeners. I mean, that is the spirit of the party. Anytime we are in this color, it's like we are ready for war. Yes, that's the spirit of the party. When it comes to the colors, trust me, once you are on it, you are on the edge. And so I'm always good. It's always good to have, myself being in the party colors like this. But one thing about this smoke, I think it was the regional chairman of Northern Region, Chairman Sofo Azoka, who donated this dress to me.
Oh, wow.
So it's a serious, he donated it to me when he was the regional chairman. And so it's especially made purposely for Sidii Abubakar. I
see. So we will give you just a bit or a brief about Sidii. I'm sure you must have seen him, once a while. The encounters I have personally have had with him in my line of job, he appeared to me as a very calm gentleman. I don't see him on a warpath. So maybe it will be one of the questions to ask for a national organizer. You know what you have to do. Yeah. You have to be moving, right? You have to be, be able to organize the grassroots. Let's see how his strength is. But let me give you a brief about Sidii, and then I'll come back to him. All right, so we can project a bit of his profile, then we get into it. Do we have it ready? Okay, let's see. Let's see if I can capture it here, because I'm still waiting for the producers to send me or project it on the screen. But, so I have it here. Sidii is actually aspiring to become the national organizer for the position for the NDC. He has held these following positions: NDC National Youth Organizer from the year 2014 to 2018. He has also, he's also a member of the Functional Executive Committee, that's FEC 2014 to 2018. That's when he was holding the office. Also member NDC Political Committee. I'll ask questions about that. 2014 to 2018. And then also a member NDC Economic and Business Committee 2014 and 2018. Board member National Service Secretariat 2013 to 2016. National Chairman at Youth for Leadership 2006-2012. And then also Taint President at Cape Coast Technical University 2004 to 2005, and Vice Taint President at Cape Coast Technical University 2003 to 2004. So with the information that I have, I can tell that you have been at the forefront of the youth a lot.
For a very long time, for a very, very long time. Right from the time we lost in 2000 elections, I have been at the forefront. Always, when there is any activities, assignment, I am the best person who will always execute them. So when it comes to the party, Sidii Abubakar's name is just a household name, especially when it comes to the grassroots. Nobody within the party, and I mean, across the country, across the length and breadth of this country, that when you mention Sidii Abubakar, they'll say they don't know the person. And I've been to almost all the 275 constituencies. I can say on more than 10 times on each. So there is no place, no constituency in the whole country that I see they haven't been to. And I can, when there is any crisis, within a twinkle of an eye, I can be able to zero in and know exactly, I mean, the real problem that is happening. And I know the right contact to meet so that I'll be able to fish out those informations.
So you are, practically a grassroots person.
Exactly. And always, I'm always the candidate for the grassroots people. I'm always their candidate. I have a listening ears for them. And so when it comes to Sidii Abubakar, trust me, if you want to use media, you want to use any other means to judge, you will fail. I remember when I was going for the National Youth Organizer, there were many who were like, oh, I mean, Ben Efson at that time, he did some polls on some of us. He didn't even give me a dog chance. I just looked at him and smiled because I knew exactly what I intend to do. And so sometimes in politics, you better keep your strategy to yourself. So they were shocked. About 825 or so delegates, I alone, and we were about 11 or so who contested. I alone took 501. So how can that pollster be wrong? Do you understand? Right. Out of 800 or something, we're about 11, including the incumbent. So when I said I am moving in for something, I know what I am relying on. And as far as I'm concerned, I'm going for the national organizer of the party as soon as the party opens nomination. And trust me, Sidii Abubakar will emerge the national organizer. I'm the next national organizer of the National Democratic Congress.
You seem very sure.
Very sure. That is Sidii Abubakar for you.
I know you very well.
Yes.
I mean, most of the times I've met you at programs,
yes,
actively engaged in something, but not so much vociferous.
Well,
you speak a lot.
Yeah. You know one thing about being an organizer of the party. You see, action speaks louder than words. And what we are engaged in organization, sometimes it's not everything that you come out to say. Do you understand? And so that is why the party is carved in a manner that there is organizational wing and there is a communication wing. You see, and in each of the departments, that we have ways that we do our activities. For instance, if you are part of the communication team, what they do is that they have regular meetings to decide on how to speak on issues. And with organizers too, I remember when at that time Kofi Adam was my boss, he was the national organizer. We also have organization department meetings. We discuss and strategize on how to carry on an activities. You understand? So when you fail to participate in the meeting, you are always left out of it. And when you try to speak, if you are not careful, you may go against the party stand. For instance, even with the communication, I'm just trying to be hypothetical here. They can just go in for a meeting and say, look, as communication department, we are deciding to say Annie is wearing, we should just say that you're wearing a brown shirt, not white. And if all of us, we have to be what? Consistent on saying what we have to say. So when you are in that meeting and you are called, what will happen? You say something different. And so, but the organization department work is too much entailing, is too much pressure in it, because you need to move in each of the 275 constituencies when there is a need for you to be there. And so if you are going to combine it with communication together, trust me, if you're not careful, you will die. Because even the organization alone, what you do, the calls you receive, because if they need an accurate information on the ground, I mean, you should be the one to be able to give it to them. And as a national youth organizer, when I took over the mantle of power, if you look at the challenges facing the government at that time, we are in our 8 years, I mean, trying to cross the 8-year thing. You know, it wasn't easy. At that time, there is freeze on employment. You know, I took over the National Youth Organizer in 2014, December, and I started work in 2015. And if your memory is set to right, remember when we subscribed to the IMF program in 2013, GM, and the effect started where they have to freeze employment. They have to freeze certain opportunities in terms of employment. You have to cancel teacher training allowances. We have to cancel nurses training allowances. At that time, the youth fronts were seriously volatile. But if not for a person like some of us, who of course understand the game, were able to make sure that we control almost everything and allow the government the enabling environment to thrive. Trust me, the number of threats of strikes, you know, demonstrations, I am telling you, under my watch, there is not even one. If one go and recall back, because I work hand in hand with national security and everybody to make sure that, look, the government needs peace of mind. That's why I keep saying that if there is anything that affects Ghana and Ghanaians today, was the defeat of John Dramani Mahama in 2016 election. Trust me, that is the consequences we are paying today in this country. If John Mahama had crossed the 2016 election, Ghana would have been more or less like a Europe by now. Trust me, because of what we're implementing, some of the fantastic measures.
Because he was voted out, it's easy for you to say that.
No, not because, you could see it already. You could see the things start manifesting even when the MPP took over. That was why a person like Bawumia could sit down relaxedly to say, we're able to arrest the dollar. We're able to, and we have deposited the key to IGP. At that time, they were just in their honeymoon, you know. But this is the real time, right from...
They were enjoying from what you planted.
Exactly. They were just enjoying from the fruits. And now, when it is time for them to demonstrate that they are capable, you see what will happen. Yesterday, I was just in a line at Marina Mall trying to change some few dollars. I was just in the queue. And I read the item, the dollar is, they are selling dollar at 11.40. I was standing there. Within 5 minutes, it has jumped to 160. I was like, wow. So somebody was asking me, I said, I'm shocked.
Sorry.
I'm shocked.
You experienced a change?
No, just like within 10 minutes, there is a 20, by $100, I just made 20 cedis extra. And I was like, what is happening in this country? And everybody else was talking. And this is how bad the situation these people has put us in. But
what was happening is, as a result of what's happening also on the international funds.
No, trust me, I keep telling you that a leader is known when there is a crisis.
Okay.
You see, Metro TV, you are here. If everything should be all rosy, there is no need for us to put Annie here to be working. You understand? When there is crisis, that is where you're supposed to demonstrate leadership qualities. And a leader is put in to solve a problem. When the problem comes, then you are trying to attribute to then you have no business being the president of this nation. You understand? So I mean, when people are talking about Ukraine, they prepare themselves. Russia prepared themselves to be where they are. And they have now become so powerful that any effect on them affects everybody. We could also equally do that. And that was some of the foundation when we empowered John Mahama was putting across. You know, and they came in with lofty lies. Some of us were angry because we knew that they don't have the country at heart. We knew clearly they don't have it at heart. And now look at where we are. Look at the situation. Everything, bread. I went to buy bread in my area. I said, oh, there is no change. I said, oh, I'll leave it tomorrow. I'll come and take bread. The lady said, wait for you to take your change because if you are not careful, by tomorrow the bread price will change. And I was like, oh, when you can, they say, no, honorable, take your change. You see, this is how bad the situation is. And I'm telling you that, look, we need people who could be able to do it. You know, always experience is the best teacher.
Right.
I do not just get up to say I'm contesting the national organizer of the party. I have a deeper and sober reflections. I realize the problems that is bedeviling us as a party and as a country. And I took the decision. And taking the decision, you know, is based on experience. I mean, somebody who has been the former national youth organizer, I know where even to pluck the seed when the party is in power to support the grassroots of the party. And I equally know what it would take, the attitude that we could all apply in order to be able to win this election.
So let's go there. So as a national organizer, what is it that you think a party can use to go to the elections and then bring the country back on track?
You see, there are, first and foremost, we need to talk about, for instance, as a party. First, how do we win power? Because if you don't get the power, there is no opportunity for us to be able to implement whatever we intend to do. You see, to win power, I realize that there are 3 thematic areas as an organizer that if given the opportunity and I'm able to push that agenda, trust me, there is nothing that will prevent the NDC from winning the 2024 elections. I have reservation in 2020 and so with 2016. And we have learned, because I don't believe they won the 2020 elections. And equally, 2016 too, I certainly don't believe it. I mean, people who were interviewing me at that time, I told them that no, there is something that went wrong as far as 2016 election.
Did it go wrong with the NDC or it went wrong?
It went wrong with the NDC in terms of the Ghanaians voted for us, but we didn't protect the votes at that time. Oh. Yes. And so in 2022, we were voted for, but we did not protect what Ghanaians voted for us. But that is why I'm saying in 2024, I am in the scheme of affairs. I have observed a lot. And that is why I said the 3 thematic area, I know there isn't enough time, but I will just give you just the caption. You know, one thematic area is to establish a solid system for resource coalition. Very robust one and timely. In fact, in some constituencies, we even have to organize a simulation exercise on resource coalition to see how long will it take us to be able to bring a resource to the center. All that will be part of what we intend to do. And I will solely, as an organizer, because I will put all the entire structures of the party to work on that election day. Communication officer of a branch should be reporting to the call center at the constituency level on matters of election on the very day of elections. And the organization department made up of all the organizers, right? The youth organizer and the women organizer, they would make sure that they are solely, I have to put the responsibility of the presidential resource on them. That when I am even looking for a single pink sheet and we cannot find it, I know who to zero in on and to be able to get that resource back to us. And everybody, the chairman of the branch on that day will be in charge. Nobody will sleep until we are able to gather all the resources in over 38,000 police stations across the country and in all the 275. And that is what we're going to do. And that is just one thematic area. I can talk a lot on it because of time constraint. The second thing is that I want to also establish a solid security system. You see, I always have a problem when as a party we sit down and we feel that we have to rely on police or military on election day. Look, who appoints the IGP? Who appoints the EC boss herself? The president. You see, all of them know that clearly if the government of the day is not in power, they also lose their job. If I give you opportunity to do something, it is within you intrinsically that you want to also do something for me. So that is why I'm telling you that we need to establish our own solid security system to protect our voters and to protect the vote we are going to get on that very day. And that one will do it without fear or favor. Nobody can stand on our way on that very day.
Let me bring this in the 2020 elections where people died.
Yes.
And you have said that, you didn't protect your voters' votes. If grassroots supporters are listening to you, I mean, we know how we in the media have been discussing the death that we recorded during the elections. We don't know what's happening to it now. Are you not, how do you want them to feel? We should give you our votes again so that you don't protect our votes?
Trust me, you see, that's some of the pain some of us are talking with. For the first time in the history of this country, under Nana Akufo-Addo, for us to have an election, and about 8 people will die. And as I'm talking to you, there is no any even official communication on why they died. And and they are not able to even single-handedly even bring one person to book. So clearly, what happened in 2020 was orchestrated by the government. And I am telling you, as far as I am concerned, You see, we need to protect the democracy that we have. Do you understand? And to protect it means we must do everything possible within our power to protect the democracy. And if we sit down for our person to be killed, Massa, I'm telling you that we will also make sure that day, if they will use the security, the land gas to kill our people, we will also kill back.
Oh.
Trust me, because that is the only way we can settle the scores. Because right now, tell me, I am charging them. If provided the IGP and the defense minister, all of them, they are able to investigate and give us a reason as to why those 8 people died. Are we going to sit down?
NDC?
They are NDC members.
Yeah, NDC
they are
members.
NDC members. All of them.
You have checked all of them.
All of them.
NDC.
Ask them. All of them are NDC members. Yesterday, I think I was returning from Northeast. When I got to Tachima, I went to the regional chairman's office just a couple of days ago to greet him. And I was just introduced that the gentleman who died in Tachima, Saf, this is the mother. And when the woman was like singing a song to welcome me. And when they just mentioned that thing, tears started dropping from her ears, the pain alone. So if it is Nana Akufo-Addo's daughter that they've killed, by now, wouldn't they be able to bring the person who did that to book? Why? The security people who do the shooting, did they come from somewhere else? Are they not under somebody's command? Can they be able to fish out that? So clearly, I'm telling you that is what is happening. And that is why I'm telling you that Sidii Abubakar Musah will be able to protect. That's why I say the thematic area, as far as that is another thematic area, just I'm talking about, establish a solid security system to protect our voters and the votes that we are going to gather. And the third one has to do with the party building. The party building, the NDC is over 30 years now, clearly. We don't have the full complement of the regional offices. And we don't have a full complement. If you don't even have the regional, what about the constituencies? I am saying that now the NDC itself is very attractive. If you see the number of people who have subscribed and they are paying their dues, because trust me, I am one of the pivotal people in coming out with the app. The former national chairman of the party, Potofi, can attest to that.
You're doing digital
because, the digital, I was the one who even got the person to come and do the work. Okay. Because I said, look, enough is enough. We are relying too much on John Dramani Mahama to even take care of everything. We could be able to put up a better system to be able to generate our dues and be able to, so whatever that he brings, it can complement. And I think that meeting, Chairman said, Sidii, I think let's tax Sidii to do that. And I said, yes, I'm ready. But at that time, people came with proposal, me to have somebody. I said, fine. But at the end of it, the very person that I brought was the one who is handling the whole scheme. And so, you see, party work is about teamwork. It's not an individual. And you see, I'm somebody who always allow. When you say you don't see me to be communicated, but I hope today you are convinced that I know how to speak and speak better.
You're dangerous.
Yeah, I'm dangerous. Well, that is, when people who really do the work, sometimes when you see them, dangerous persons should not be seen by appearance.
Yeah.
Not by what, it's about the brain. You understand? And so when people are just talking, some of us, we just watch them and smile. But I am telling you that we need to put up a system to be able to have a full complement of our regional offices. That is one thematic area. And we can, even if we decided to go to NEC and seek for NEC approval of certain percentage, we will be able to get solid guys who are architects, who can even come out with a solid design to help us be able to even have minimum cost per office. Maybe 500,000 Ghana cedis. And we have almost over 2.75 million people on our app right now who are paying even dues. When we even take 500 and we give it to, we'll be able to put out a nice office, a befitting office for each of the constituencies. And that is some of the things that I would like to do. And when I talk about party building, that is infrastructure aspect that I just talked about. There is also human development. There are many people. I've been to Bunkurugu Yoyo. Just recently, I went and do the vetting Bunkurugu Yoyo, Yagaba Kubore, and all those places. You could go there and you will see a party executive member who has served the party for, sometimes I weep, yet there is nothing to prove. One person was even telling me that his wife was insulting him all the time when he says he's coming to party office. You see, if we cannot be able to at least help that person, his children, I said we should be able to give some scholarship. We should guide certain opportunity within the party. And that is why I was talking about a party building. So that is the human. There are many things that we could do. And also, I will try to bridge the gap between the party and the government. You see, when we're in power in 2016, there is something that I have realized which affected us greatly. At a point in time, and that was also one of the major causes of our defeat, the party was completely separated from the government. Sometimes
but is that not a good thing?
No, no, the issue is that they are part of the party. Sometimes you need to bring the party up to speed on some of the development because they are your main people who speak for you. I was in Mansour Kwanta the last time I was having a discussion with one of them. He says, look, Sidii, I walk to the DC's office and tell him that there is this program. The guy says, Musah, forget, we are losing the election. He says, I was demoralized completely. Do you understand? And so that is why I said, look, all these things, but if we are able to bridge the gap and we share ideas, even opportunities. Look, when you go on the ground and you are interacting with the people, sometimes they will give you an idea, then you ask yourself, for all the experiences that you had in the party, you don't seem to have what the person is saying. And so you need a national organizer who understands the trend very well. You see, when we say organization, some people, it's not about election issues. It is combination of many factors. And even the person must have the energy, you understand, the energy to be able to move across the length and breadth of this country. And the person should be like a ranger who can be able to withstand in terms of any pressure. And not just people who can, so I am just using this opportunity to inform the party that I, Sidii Abubakar Musah, I'll be putting myself for the national organizer of the party. And if the party wants power, I am the one with the experience, the requisite experience, the strategy to bring the party back to power. And I'm putting myself before them. I know they trust me. I know they know my capability. They know what I can do. They shouldn't follow those with the eye services. And they shouldn't use people with money because I know as far as I'm concerned, and we were in power before, I know it, that the MPP would try as much as possible to elect executive for us, the national officers. And so those with the flamboyance, they should be very, very careful with them. And I know they know the history of each and every one of us within the party. And some of us, we are not new to them. And so it is up to them to make the decision whether they want us to be able to win that election or that they want people who will just take over the office and after that probably will not be able to realize our mission. The MPP are talking about breaking it. They are very serious. And they know what they are saying. Because you see, a blind man will not tell you that I was told you if he does not step on a stone. And so we should take that thing seriously. Take it seriously. And that we should elect people who have the party at heart and have them at heart.
I can see the rage in your eyes.
Well, you see, I keep telling people that 2024 is not about JDM. It's not about John Dramani Mahama. It is about some of us, all of us. You see, I have crossed now 43, going to 44 years. Just ask yourself, another 8 years of us being in opposition, how old will I be? Do you understand? And if we are not able to win these 2024 elections, the party will be in tatters. What legacy are we going to leave for the guys behind? And so some of us, we've seen it. I was actively involved in 2008 election. I know what we did to win the elections. And this time around too, if you don't elect people and talk people who will be romantic when it comes to political conversation and think that they'll come and say, hey, I mean, when you follow them, that's as the consequences is there for all of us to face. But I am telling you that the party should not look elsewhere or anywhere when it comes to the organization. But throughout my life, organization has been my key. That's why you could be able to say you have hardly seen me. I'm not outspoken because the work that I do, trust me, you'll be shocked if I tell you just the vetting alone and where I have passed just within this couple of days. Those who were in office, I have to move, finish with the work, vetting, I have to move from there and went. I'm born and bred in Baku. You know, I have to use Gambaga scarf, descend through Nakanduri, get down to Garu. Alone, I was the only person driving my car. You understand? Move to go and see my parents and my mother and father in Baku, speak with them, just to check on them.
Baku?
They are still in Baku. They
are
were
they
like,
safe?
Very safe. Very safe. They said, you have to leave, you have to leave. I said, no, seeing you is very, very important to me. I don't know, maybe the last time I'll be coming back again. So let me also be, I have to stay till almost 5 o'clock. When it is 6 o'clock is the curfew. I have to move out and straight to Bolga, straight to Tamale, just to go and also continue. And all by myself. That is the energy I'm talking about. Some of them, one day, people who are contesting, when you joke and even give them little, they'll collapse. Trust me, because we are talking about people with energy and people who understand the dynamics, who have some idea about each constituency. And I'm telling you that nobody can say within NDC that there is a constituency that I have never been to. You cannot get a single person to tell you that. And I started not today, from 2006 thereabout, when I was with the Rollinses and other things.
Yeah.
And so I've been going around the whole country till today. So clearly, I mean, I'm the deal when it comes to the national organizer.
I mean, for some reason, I don't know why, but whenever I see the gentleman, I see Rollins, I see national security. That's the circle within which...
And that is the work. That is the work.
I see you operate. Probably that's why you don't talk much.
Yes, that is very true. That is what you do. That's why I tell you that the work of the national organizer, it's not national communication officer you are electing. And it's not everybody that you want to share what you do. Trust me, it's not about your personal credit. To work to win, you can even work to the glory of the person. Some people, me sometimes I work and somebody will take the glory. I remember once I carried on some operation throughout the night. I did not sleep. And myself and Kofi Adams, I came to sleep in his house at a certain point and I was lying down. Then somebody walked to Kofi Adams to say that, oh, have you seen this operation? I am the one who did it. And Kofi Adams said, what? This is the one who... Then I look at it and say, you see, this is what is happening. Some people will work and others will take the credit. And I don't want to take the credit because the radar can be on you. You understand? And I always know how I carry my own thing. You understand? And so that is the work of the national organizer. And so the other people can be talking in their own distance. But when it comes to the organization, trust me, I am somebody who is well trained. And nobody can contest that when it comes to the organization and operations. You cannot. I have a niche for myself as far as that field is concerned. And I won't sit down to say, I know communication. Yes, that is not my field. And that is why the party structure, that is the party structure has its own way. That's why everybody, we have the communication officer, come and do your communication job. Organizer, come and do your organization job. Youth organizer, deal with your youth issues. Women organizer, deal with it. So it is the combination of all these structures that when we put it together, then there will be...
Do you think you have contributed to build a strong youth for the NDC?
Trust me, a very solid one. I did not even seek for office as National Youth Organizer because at that time I wanted to go and contest Medina's seat. And I mean, unfortunately, I couldn't make it because we Muslims were the Northerners, we were 3 or so, and then Sophia split the vote, and Susu passed through. And I think I supported him very well, and were able to deliver the seat also. But with the youth wing, trust me, when I took over the youth wing, sometimes there were people who were 60 years old who were youth organizers. And the level of education at that time too, I mean, clearly was very, very bad. Sometimes we were facing challenges, and I said, no, as constituency youth organizers, we should be, at least all of us should be educated because of the challenges we are going to do. And I think in my farewell messages at the Pentecost Convention Center, the Congress that I have organized, I make it clear that we're able to achieve almost 90% of our youth organizers to be educated. 90%, and we have people who would, they have PhD, degree masters and what have you. And this was something, a target that I have set for myself because I wanted that to happen. So I took my time, even though I have to step on some people's toes. And I was even coming with the age limit for the youth wing. I think these were some of the work that I have done, and we presented it for Congress to approve. But unfortunately for us, that was also the very year that we expanded our delegate base to almost getting to 10,000. So we realized that time was not on our side at the Fantasy Dome. So we have to quickly call off some of the amendments and prepare that maybe we went in and approved a special delegate congress, which was supposed to happen so that we could carry on with these amendments. If not, by now, my target was that we should be able to have the youth age at 36, which is the ECOWAS approved or African Charter approved age, so that or anybody who is within 36 can be a youth organizer. If you are not, trust me, you have to give way, because I believe in succession plan. We should try to always give space. One person should not stay in one position for a very long time. Even water.
Right.
When you keep water at one place, for clean water for a very long time in one place, it smells.
It smells.
So
We're spending time with Sidii Abubakar, who is vying to become the national organizer for the NDC. Let's take a breather. When we come back, we'll get into the area.
Thank you very much.
Welcome back to Good Afternoon, Ghana. I'm spending time with Sidii Abubakar of the NDC. He is vying to become the national organizer for the party. You know they're going for the Congress, the primaries, and it has started already at the local levels and coming up. So small, let's see. This one says, good afternoon, Annie. When it comes to the NDC, my brother, you are a real deal. May Almighty Allah help us bless our motherland and give you us as our national organizer. Jamal from Western Region. Annie, today you have brought a lion to your show. Sidii all the way. Sidii for national organizer. Hamza send that in. My name is Cisco, the Tamale Central Constituency Nassau coordinator. My brother in your studio has spoken well. I pray he wins, but I want to assure him that the NPP is breaking the 8. Okay, so good afternoon, Annie. I wish you good luck, but I however think aspirants as party leadership are not helping the party to come back 2024 because you aspirants are manipulating the system to achieve your personal interests. Why was someone who is not a registered voter at the constituency level is giving the opportunity to contest? It's unfortunate, but that's what we're faced with. Thomas from WAS is sending that in. Sidii Abubakar Musah is willing and speaking the fact. We're solidly behind you, Sidii. Commander Sidii, you, God willing, okay, you will be the national organizer. James sent that in. Good afternoon, Annie. Ask him whether he felt the current organizer and crop of leadership have failed the party in protecting the NDC's vote. Hence, his coming. Good luck to him. Nelson from Nagvrongo. I think it's a question I wanted to ask.
Well, I think if you observe, there is a serious failure as far as the organization wing of the party is concerned. And you know...
what are you expecting that you're not seeing?
Well, you see, we were together. You understand, myself, Kofi Adams, the 2 deputies, I'm the national organizer with my 2 deputies, and Ajia Zainab and Co. I mean, it was within us that we decided that, look, we all know the problem that happened in 2016 election, but there is a need for us to make sure that all the people who are with us win so that we can be able to all work together to be able to realize to win the 2020 elections. But I think if you look at it, the expectation, what people were expecting the current leader to do, he was not able to do that. You see, leadership is not about you. You see, the ability to identify people who are good in certain areas, you need to harness their talent. You understand? And you need to bring them whether you like them or not, because it's not about you, it's about the victory. You know, and that is what they failed. You understand? And so, you see, for us to be able to win, it means we must be able to change the way we organize so that we could change the party's position from opposition and to power. And so that is why, if you look at the eyes, the number of people who are aspiring to be national organizer tells you clearly that there is a failure. If not, national organizer is one of the positions that before you get there, you need to, you understand the party's work. And the national organizer, almost all the people who contested the national organizer's position, they need to serve at the national level to have the appreciation and the direction the party is going. If you are outside, even at the regional level or at the constituency level, and you walked in to want to be national organizer, there will be a massive failure, trust me. You cannot, because there are certain people you need to always consult in order to get it. So when somebody is outside, it's making us, just like what John Dramani Mahama mentioned of Nana Akufo-Addo and Bawumia, he said, you people, you are not there. You haven't been there. And so you can't be criticizing me. If a person like Akufo or JJ or so criticizes me, I will understand. And Ghanaians at that time took it out because John Mahama was bitter. But he was telling us the honest truth. And when they came today, what is happening? He clearly told you that they don't have experience. You understand? But some of us, because of the experience and because we know there are certain forces that you need to harness.
You have to harness.
If not, you cannot be able to. So that's why we are warning. I'm just telling you, you can't just be there. You need to have certain in-depth experience to be national organizer. So go and check the background of all the successive organizers. Even my brother Akamba, who's here, and I'm going to put up a show with him. Look at this. He was a former deputy national organizer under Yoruba-Tinjan, deputy national organizer under Kofi Adams. You understand? And then look at Yoruba-Tinjan. He was the deputy under Ampofu. You understand? Right. And he was also part of the. So look at the history. Look at Kofi Adams.
Yeah.
Kofi Adams was the deputy national youth organizer, deputy general secretary, state organizer. So if you come from anywhere you want to be national organizer, I'm telling you, if the party made a mistake, we will laugh at the wrong side of our mouth. Trust me. And that is why I'm telling you that we need a solid and robust machine, organization machine. And I'm saying God has blessed me with that. That one day I can sit down and I'll orchestrate anything across the country with my phone. Just take my 3 phones and I'll be able to get a resource for you right now. And I'm telling you, and they know, my boys know that, yeah, this is the man. Actually, so that is what the person we need.
Someone says that. The submarine commander.
Yes. I think this is the name you like.
We trust in you, Commander. Yeah. This is John Jalil. This is the real NDC man. I like that. Good luck, Malam. Who is a real NDC man?
You see, you have to be a thoroughbred person. People who can sacrifice their life for the party. And that is what some of us have done throughout my life.
Someone who says, good afternoon, Annie. You have indeed brought a lion today. I knew Sidii way back, and he has all the energy to work. Very dedicated and passionate. I wish him well, and I know he will win. Ibrahim Isifu, former Shaiman. This is Musa Mumuni from Cape Coast. Sidii is a hard-working guy, and we, the youth, will support him to come back as a national organizer. Good afternoon, Annie. Ask him, okay, I've read this. Do you think that you have the youth with you, the support of the youth? Because you have been
I have the 100% support of the youth. You know, one interesting thing about the contest, you know, I was quiet. I didn't indicate that I would be contesting. I went around the country, and, you know, I was so excited in a way. I called one of my youth organizers. I said, oh, my brother, how are you? He says, I'm fine. Shaibu, I said, oh, Charlie Sidii, I'm going to contest for national youth organizer. I said, my youth organizer. He says, oh, Sidii, don't call me youth organizer. Call me chairman. I'm the current chairman of this constituency.
Wow.
You understand? And almost all my youth, they've grown. They're either constituency organizer, they are constituency secretaries. All of them, they've grown. They've become bigger. And, I mean, I cannot be a youth organizer anymore if I have started with them and their chairman. I mean, the humble thing for me to do is take organizer of the party to also come and work together. And you know, one thing about us, about me, I know everybody with the level, how much he has served the party. Some of them, I can be the national organizer. But when I just see you, I sometimes go down on my knee because I know the person is, I mean, he's been there longer than me. The fact that I'm the national youth organizer, but I know he has been serving the party. So we know how to relate. But when we take a new people who come in, sometimes, where are you? Who are you? They come and pass you. Then it pains our party. Look at this man. We build a party and we get to this stage because you've got a national push, and look at how you are behaving. I remember when I was a national youth organizer, anytime you see the nation, they normally deploy us across the country. Anytime they sent a rep to the northern region, at that time, Chairman Sofo Azoka was the chairman. And when the national officer comes, they will be confused. They will go and they will fight it. And when I go, sometimes I come with gifts. That's why I told you that this one is Chairman Sofo Azoka. You see, because you see, sometimes the way organization is, you need to listen to people. Nobody can be making any allegations. Take your time. Have another lesson. Try to be in the person's shoe and have a listening ear. Have the stamina. And sometimes when I'm operating, some people say, oh, you have to leave and let's go here. I say, no. What is in front of us? Let's get it done before we move to the next step.
Look into this camera. Is it this camera or he can look here?
Yeah.
This one?
Yes.
Okay, so look into this camera and talk to your delegates.
My fellow comrades, my brothers and sisters, I appear before you this very afternoon to request for your support that I, Sidii Abubakar Musah, I will be contesting for the national organizer of the party. I know you know me very well, you know my capabilities, and you know how humble I am, despite the fact that you know I'm your more or less your guardian and protective angel. Despite all that, I know without your support, without you being by my side, there is no way I can make this journey. Many people will come to you trying to give you all the promises. This person is behind me, that person is behind me. Please, let us look for people who can do it. All of us, we belong to one party, and we know who is capable of doing what when it comes to the organizational wing. And therefore, I am before you humbly requesting for your support in whatever means, in whatever ways that you think you can support me for us to all realize the ambition, because the ultimate goal is for us to be able to deliver 2024 election, irrespective of our differences. I know you know me very well, and you have trust in me, and I'm counting on all of you, wherever you may be, in your corners, in your room, in your bedrooms, wherever, the little support you can give for Sidii to be the next national organizer, I count on you. And I would never take that position and misuse it just to abuse some of you. I will do everything to protect and to make sure that opportunity also gets to you. If I have to do whatever with the system to make sure that you also get your due cake, trust me, I will do it. Thank you so much, and may God bless us all.
Sidii Abubakar Musah there, and he is vying to become the national organizer for the NDC. Oh, really?
I owe you a complete.
I wish you all the best. Pay me, I'll do the campaign. Anyway, thank you for coming through, and thank you for watching the show. This has been Good Afternoon Ghana. I hope you enjoyed it. We're back next week with some more interesting interviews. You don't want to miss it, so stick with Metro TV.